Negative reviews, why they hurt, and how we use them. So like I was just saying, Cyclestation is now Cyclestation Albury, so our physical store on Young Street. We've got Cyclestation online, which is just cyclestation.com.au, which runs out of a warehouse in North Albury, which has 4 staff out of there, shipping 400 or 500 items a week. And we also have Cafe Musette on Young Street in our bike shop building, which runs, within the same business, but completely autonomously. So sometimes we're ferrying juniors back and forth to help each other out, but that business stands on its own 2 feet. And the new manager in there, Kylie's doing an awesome job. Then sometimes we have Scooter Pop opening up down Dean Street or, around the place, and we go to markets and stuff. So we've got 3 different premises, and we're operating all over the place. And we get feedback sometimes. So negative reviews and why they hurt. So I guess the first thing, we'll address the why they hurt, and then we'll address the how we use them. The why they hurt bit is because we actually care, and because we don't go out to do the wrong thing, and we work hard and we put a lot of effort into doing the right thing, but it doesn't always happen. And I think I'll touch on a few of the complications that I know my business has, and how we get reviews and negative reviews around that, and what we do in what strategies we are currently using to combat those. Firstly, I think I'll just go through and say that if we go to Cyclestation on Google, we're at 4.6 out of 5 stars. Now, I don't like 5-star rating systems. I think we should be looking at this at a 10-star system, because it makes me feel a lot better. 4.6 is right on the tipping point. I think 4.9 is like, oh, do I want to go there? 4.6 is like, they're probably all right. But if you take a 4.6 and roll that into a 10-star rating system, we're looking at 9.2. If I got 9.2 out of a 10, if I got 92 out of 100 on a test, I'd think I was a genius. If I had a 92% approval rating, I'd be extremely happy. And on Facebook, we're actually a little bit lower. I think the first thing I wanted to talk about was you get more reviews from angry customers than you do from happy customers. So my analogy when talking to other business people, because this is something that comes up, first, like one of my previous videos, the first thing when I meet another business person is they want to talk about staff and how hard staff are to manage and how crap people are and all this sort of stuff. And like I said, I can't really buy into it. I've got awesome staff. Life happens, stuff gets in the way. Everyone has their hurdles. I try and focus on my staff and my customers and just give them everything I can to help them through it. And, sometimes it's not appreciated, and, things have to be handled differently. But on a whole, at the moment, I can't think of one staff member in any of my businesses that I wouldn't want to work side by side with, because if I didn't want to work next to them, I'd just get rid of them. It's my business. I don't want to work with people I don't like. It's pretty simple, and that resonates, and we just end up with a really good culture through and through. But we, can't even remember where I was on before that tangent. Do you remember where I was going there? She's not listening. But reviews. We've got, so the analogy I give when talking to other business people is you catch a flight and you have a fine flight. There's no turbulence. They don't stuff up your meal. Everything runs on time. The hostess is really nice. You get the extra drinks you've asked for. She slips you a free extra pack of cookies. You land, you're on time, you get your baggage, nothing's broken. It comes out of the baggage carousel really quick, and you hop in your taxi and you go to your accommodation, fine. What do? You never think about that flight again. It's as if it didn't exist. It just didn't happen. Or your flight's late, or they lose your bag, or the lady had a little bit of attitude, and what happens? You land, and while you're still on the tarmac, you're like, I'm going to teach these people a lesson, and you get onto Google and you rip Qantas a new one. I think businesses, more often than not, do everything right, and they get hammered for it. They don't, get appreciated for it, but they get hammered for that one time in X that they do something wrong. So I think that's something that I've taken to the bank a little bit. We sell over 4,000 bikes a year, and you can bet your bottom dollar that the handful of people that we do let down, sometimes deliveries come in late, or the paperwork doesn't get put on the right bike and we build the wrong bike, or, different things like that. Life gets in the way, and things happen every now and then, and we learn from it and try and build a more robust system. But the other X amount of thousand bikes. What are we getting? I think I'm on Cyclestation Facebook page. We've got over 6,000 likes. We've got 160 reviews. So obviously we're not getting a whole heap of positive feedback, and Google's even less from the people that are actually happy with their purchases. But you could almost bet your bottom dollar that everybody that leaves from the store unhappy gives you a negative review. So I think that's something that as a business person to keep in the back of your mind to frame it, to give everything some context, because it does hurt. The business people and staff in businesses generally don't set out to do the wrong thing by people. We've got mortgages, we've got bills to pay, we've got staff to pay. Business people and staff want to walk down the street and they don't want to be embarrassed or coy or ashamed or awkward with other citizens that they're rubbing shoulders with. We're civilians and we want to have a good reputation, we want to be liked and all that sort of stuff. So I think business people generally want to do the right thing. But when we do get negative reviews, and I guess this is getting to the point of how we do with it, firstly, you read it, then instantly there's a little bit of outrage and indignation, like this person's an idiot. How could they give my business a 1-star review? They're idiots. And then there's a little bit of, I'm a classic for this. I get a 1-star review and somebody says something, and generally it's during a car park sale or during, just a crazy day. And the first thing I'll say to one of my managers, like Jason or Christy, is, if they could come and run the business so that that never happened, I'd give them 80 grand a year, rah, 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 carrying on like a pork chop because, a bit indignant, bit arrogant, I guess. But that does cross your mind. You think, geez, like the person whinging about this little thing, I'd love to see them do better. But at the end of the day, and my rule for dealing with reviews is to sleep on it. It's a age-old adage. I remember being on a honeymoon with my wife where did we go? Fiji a few years ago, and we're in the infinity pool, Hey Silver Wings, and a elderly couple were on like their 50th wedding anniversary or something just completely awesome. I just thought it was great, and I was swimming up to him. We're going to the in-pool bar and stuff, completely lavish. It was awesome. And I said to him, how long have you been married? He said, 50 years. We're on our 50-year anniversary, young man. And I said, what's your secret? Because, I'm a young guy, just got married, want to do the right thing, want to be with my wife forever, don't want to do, if a guy's got to 50 years, I want him to tell me how to take the blinkers off. Obviously, he's doing something right. I want to learn it. And he goes, never go to sleep on an argument. And I sort of like that context of dealing with it with your spouse. But with the business thing, I don't know. I can't flame war it straight away. I've got to sleep on it because you wake up with a different mentality. That dagger to the chest is gone straight away. So when I get a bad review, I normally give it 24 hours. And then I used to just say, we'd get a 1-star review, and I've actually got a few of them here that I wanted to read out with you guys, which I thought would be fun. Let's go read. How many businesses do this? Get on Facebook Live and read all their 1-star reviews. I reckon this would be fun. What have we got? I can't find any. Give me a sec. I've definitely got a heap. So this is from Sam on Google 6 months ago. So this was during our second most recent car park sale. Wowzers, customer service lacking badly. More concerned about sales than listening to valued customers. I assume the manager is this dweeb kid with a wannabe moustache. Not sure who put him in charge. Should have an adult instead. Don't be fooled, locals. So the first thing you do is, I actually read that, I reckon, at about 8 p.m. after working since 4:30 a.m. after doing that for 3 days and creating jobs for 50 people over that weekend. Incredible amount of economy generated that weekend. Hundreds of happy customers with their new bikes. We turned through about 6,000 people in those 3 days, and we don't get any good reviews. Car park sales, we normally, I think the last one we got 2 or 3, but generally for the amount of sales you get, we get very, very little feedback. We got 1 negative review, and I was really cranky about that. I just thought, gee, like assume the manager, dweeb kid with the wannabe moustache. I thought that was funny. Like I can take that in my stride. Look, my mo's getting better, and in this lighting, it's actually doing pretty well. But I know I'm no Tom Selleck. I'm more of a who's the old actor that the old birds always tell me I look like Ian. I can't remember. Who's the old actor that I look like? He's like from the 30s or the 40s. I don't look like him. I've got his Errol Flynn. I've got that like short Errol Flynn moustache. Anyway, you get that review, and that's just a dagger in the guts because absolutely worked my ass off in the car park sales. It's months worth of work leading up. We put hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line for stock and staff and promotion. Heaps of happy people. I worked so hard that car park sale week. I give myself ulcers and blisters. Like I'm not saying that for a pat in the back. That's stupid. And I've taken measures the last couple car park sales to not do that because it's not fair on my family. But it's not stress. It's fatigue. Like there's only so many days in a row you can work 19 hours a day till your body starts falling apart. And my staff and my managers and the reps all do an awesome job, but there's, the buck starts and stops with me, and there's only so far you can push your body, but at the end of the day, bills have to get paid and wages have to get paid at the end of the week, and it has to be a success, and someone has to open early and someone has to close late, and that's me. So to get a review like that, dweeb kid, wannabe moustache, customer service lacks badly, more concerned about sales, blah, blah, blah. It sucks, but you go home, I have a whinge to my wife, sook to a couple managers, then I sleep on it. And I haven't even read my response here because it's been 6 months, but this is my response. I got online the next day. Hey, Sam. And by the way, I think Sam Bako is a fake name because they've never given a review before. It was a brand new account. There's no one on Google, Facebook, Instagram called Sam Bako. I actually think this is a review from a personal acquaintance, somebody that I used to be pretty good friends with, who I wouldn't give more discount. Like I had like a $600 bike to $399, and I wouldn't give them more discount during a car park sale, and I'm pretty sure they got salty with me and gave me a review. But anyway, hey Sam, thanks for the review. Dweeb kid with wannabe moustache here. I'm the owner, Jacob Walke. I've had the shop for 7 years now. You're 100% correct. All customers are valued. We put a lot of time and effort into communicating and listening to our customers. Unfortunately, this week was our car park sale week and the busiest of the year, which does make that hard. I'm very busy over the weekend, as I'm sure you can appreciate. When I'm approached for service, I handball the interaction to one of my fantastic staff, of whom I have full confidence in. I apologise if you feel like I blew you off. My personal mobile number is X. I'd like to shout you a coffee and hear about your experience in store. Regards, Jake. There's no pretense there. There's no manipulation. That's just after I've slept on it for a day. That's from the heart. The way I look at these negative reviews, this is sort of getting into the meat of what I wanted to talk about tonight. Hey, Elio, how you doing? What I wanted to talk about was big business, Big W, Safeway, Kmart. They employ mystery shoppers. I have friends who do it. They get hundreds of dollars to go and buy stuff in these stores to give the company feedback on how the experience was. Hey, Grant. But they don't have reviews turned on online. And if they do, they manage their responses and their interaction with their customers really poorly. You don't have to pay people to tell you what your service is like. Your customers will tell you. If you're sort of cruising along, getting no good reviews and a heap of bad ones, something's wrong. And the customers, we've got a few 1-star reviews here with no comment, which sort of irks me. That's a bit of a contentious point with me. But normally they tell you, customer service lacks badly, more concerned about sales. Out of this one, I can say he doesn't like people with moustaches or poor moustaches, which would be mine. Doesn't like young people, should have an adult. So we can look at these reviews as business owners. Once we've cooled off a little bit, we can take little nuggets of gold out of them and fix things in our business. So here's another one. This one was actually really helpful. This was about 7 months ago. Nicholas gave me a 1-star review on Google. Misleading website and absurd pricing. So, needed a replacement front disc rotor for my son's new mountain bike build over the weekend while he was with me. Checked their website and found a pack of 2 Tektro rotors for $17 in stock. All good, nice price, shopping local too. Go in on Sunday and told, sorry, no, the online store is not part of this store. You could have ordered them to be picked up here during the week, but it would take a day or so. And when I asked why does it And when I ask, why is it part of the same website? No real answer. Then I am told they only have a single BBB rotor for $50. Really? If I had known this, I would have gone elsewhere locally on Saturday for a more realistic price. Then to add insult to injury, needed a chain link later that day. $4 on the site, $7.50 in the store when I went in. Sorry, I always try to support local business, but this is just absurd, if not malicious price gouging, and I'll make a point never to deal with them again and let everyone who asks know why. That's Nicholas, very upset with his engagement. So I read this, dagger to the guts, because we work our ass off, but I sleep on it, wake up, read it again, digest through it, and I identify some issues within my business here. We've got misleading website and absurd pricing is the first line, but then he goes on to say he likes the website's pricing for certain items and not the stores. And about this time it's actually a few months after we made the decision to align our website's prices with our store prices. I'll quickly touch on that. Website, lower overheads. Retail store, a lot higher overheads. It makes absolute mathematical, account keeping, bookkeeping, business sense to have different prices. There's a reason websites are cheaper, guys. The rent's cheaper, less staff, generally got a bigger market, you can buy in bulk, all this less theft, heaps of reasons why websites should be cheaper. But from me, I now try and look at the business through my customers' eyes and go, it makes no sense to see something one price on the website and under the same name come into that business and for it to be a different price. So I don't buy into that anymore. If it's on our website, it's in the store for the same price. And if the price hasn't been updated in store to reflect it, our policy is to match whatever's cheaper. So if someone sees it in our shop and it's more expensive on the website, we bring it down, and vice versa. Whatever price we advertise, the cheapest one is the price you'll get. But this person is obviously a little bit confused about that, and that was a bit upsetting. So I've gone through, I've slept on it, written a response, and if this is any good for you guys, I'm reading through these and working through them, let me know. And if this is boring, I'm sure I can rant a different way here. But the response: hi Nicholas, thank you for your review, but I must take some issue with it. I just want to quickly interject myself there. I respond to every review and I don't roll over. I make a point. There's not many things that we do in our business that aren't considered. There's not many policies, strategies, stock items, staff that aren't actually considered. When we buy stock, we think about it. When we price things, we do it meaningfully. When we hire people, we put a lot of effort into it. When we advertise things, we think about it. There's not much that happens in the store on a whim, and there's not much that we haven't thought through at some level. Thanks, Sophie. Awesome. So I don't roll over in reviews anymore. I take the gems for it, but what I like to do is tell the customers my side of the story. And the way I shop is, and I'm not a big believer in 1-star reviews, and I don't often think there's a lot of truth behind it, being a business owner and knowing how hard it is to keep everybody happy. But when I shop and when I look at where I want to go, I actually Google the businesses and I go sort by 1-star reviews because I want to see how the business handles it. And I think a 1-star review, especially on a platform like Google or Facebook, is an awesome opportunity for me to explain myself. Somebody goes, misleading website, absurd pricing, price gouging, price is not realistic. I'm going to let everyone know never to deal with them again. And I look at that and I'm thinking, well, nothing we do is not considered. I think I can spin this around in a public forum and give them a bit of an example of why it's like that. So here we go. My interjection to myself stopped. Thanks, Emma. Hi, Nicholas. Thank you for your review, but I must take some issue with it. This is not something I generally do as a long-established local business. Generally, it's best practice to smile and acknowledge that the customer is always right, but you have really spun some interesting conclusions here. I would like to explain to anyone reading and yourself that our website is not our store. The website is 5 kilometers away, has different phone lines, staff, and stock. Note, not pricing. This is explained in the About Us section on the website and again during checkout while making finest purchase and shipping decisions. The store and the website do carry some same lines, and we do have processes to make sure that these items are priced the same. If we ever miss an item, we are very happy to price match the cheapest price we offer. Unfortunately, both examples you offer are not like-for-like products. 2 different brands of rotors, as you stated, and 2 different brands of chain links. Store carries SRAM, website carries YBN. Do you get upset when Coles has 2 different brands of tomato sauce for different prices? I would be very happy to give you a tour of our store and website at any time, Nicholas, and explain to you the processes we go through in depth to ensure this happens. Jacob Wolke, owner, and contact number. So, his review was stupid. He was complaining that he said here that we had Tektro rotors online for $16, and he came in the shop, we had Triple B rotors in the store for $50. Like, it's not like for like. It's a completely stupid analogy. But I thought, what an awesome opportunity to take that platform and explain that to customers. Anyone who read that, if they had half a wit about them, they'd figure it out, because he actually lists that they're different products. But obviously, he's been upset about that. Obviously, he's never going to shop with us again, and everyone he knows, we're going to probably go broke, because everyone he knows, he's telling him not to deal with us again. But as a business person, that review's there forever. You can never do anything about that. I put a lot of effort into articulating our internal processes and thoughts behind them. When I reply back to them, I nearly always invite them to coffee in the store, and it's not a hollow offer. I would love to have these people that have ran my name and my business's name and my staff's name through the mud. I'd love to have them in store and explain what we do, how we do it, and to get feedback on how we could do it better, because I want my store to be better than it currently is, and I want to make more money than I currently am. But they never take me up on it. They never call me back. They never ever call me. They never respond to my response. They never edit their review. That's just something that you've got to take in your stride. I've got a couple 1-star reviews here with no comments. I've got a couple fun ones I wanted to read out to you on Facebook. These ones are awesome. Chris on Facebook, 4 stars. Thanks for the great customer service from Paul at the Cyclestation. It was much appreciated. It's like, thanks, Chris. Would have been awesome if we got 5 stars. Tony, we got 3 stars. I wonder if any of the staff know who Dave Mirra is now. My teenage sons and myself asked several staff members if they knew of this particular man, and was staggered that one staff member had a vague idea. We still are, looking to buy his brand of BMX bike. Very sad to hear of Dave Mirra's passing. Wonder if the staff may know who he is now. The last 2 sentences were all in caps lock. That's just really frustrating to receive as a business owner. Like, obviously this lady's really upset that Dave Mirra, the famous BMX rider, killed himself. And she's come inside to pay homage and buy her kids a Mirra BMX, which is completely awesome. But he was famous like decades ago. And a lot of my staff are 15, 16, and BMX isn't what it was. And we're predominantly a mountain bike store at the moment. We service families and mountain bikes. That's our market. Not because we chose that, it's because the locals chose that. I don't have any prejudice on what I sell. I'd happily stock my business floor to ceiling, east to west, in tricycles, if that's what locals wanted. But they don't. I just follow the market. It's completely cool. It's taken it out of my stores because they don't know who a BMX from, the BMX rider from the 80s or 90s is. Very weird, and there's a few weird things with that review, but I'll let you go, Tony. You're all right. Here's another one. This is a bit different to the other reviews I've been reading through. If you're getting anything out of this, let me know. Thanks, Emma. Appreciate your comment there. Sharon, this is in 2016, and this is a legit negative review. We completely cocked up, and we didn't own it. I didn't respond to this. I probably had a different frame of mind 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago when this review came in, and I just tucked my tail between my legs and ignored it publicly. But internally, we made changes. So Sharon said, I waited over 1 month to get a part I needed for a bike. No follow-up phone call, as the number on the order was incomplete. I just kept getting the brush off by staff until I found Justin, who went out of his way to help me after he overheard my frustration of the situation. He found me the part, and I'm impressed with his great customer service and genuine friendliness. He needs a pay rise. Thanks, Justin. If you ever get stuck, go straight to him. So, order system fell apart. Still happens every now and then. more than we'd like, but not very often. Back then, it was a bit of an issue, and we've got new policies and procedures in place to help remedy that. But Sheridan's waited a month to get a part. The first issue here is no follow-up phone call, as the number on the order was incomplete. So our process might have been rigorous and robust enough then to have actually, I dare say, in hindsight, her part went to back order, and because her number was incomplete, we couldn't call her. That sucks. And then she's dealing with that for a month. We're sitting there hands tied, can't do anything because we don't have her number. You know, we probably had a bit of a look on white pages and didn't get anything. But, you know, someone wrote down her number wrong, so that sucks. But then she goes on to say, until I found Justin, who went out of his way to help me after he overheard my frustration. So one of my excellent managers has caught wind of her complaining in the store, wasn't involved. She didn't ask to see a manager. She didn't go to Justin. He's heard her issue and he's gone out of his way. I remember this. She needed a derailleur hanger, and he's actually got a bike looked online, found the hanger she needed, brought out all the bikes that share that hanger, found one in the shop that we have it, and taken it off that bike and sent her on her way. It's just amazing. That's a 2-star review. It's amazing that he did all of that for her, and she publicised that, and you know, we still got wrapped over the knuckles for it. But it's fine. We learned from it. We adjusted ourselves. Hey, Mark, appreciate it. 4-star review from Tony. Great service. No pushy salespeople to get you to buy stuff you don't want. Fantastic store. Better than any bike shop in Sydney. 4 stars. Really, Tony? Awesome sentiment. I feel like, I don't know you, Tony, but I feel like your hands are too big for your phone and you tried to hit 5 and you missed. Tony, if you're watching, go back and amend it. Give me 5 stars. Awesome. Clive, 4 stars. Went in this morning and the staff were very helpful. Couldn't have asked for better help and service. Great outcome. Must have fat fingers, Clive. Norbert, 4 stars. Best bike shop, cool bikes, great service at Pushies, Bordertown, Albury. That was years ago, actually. I think we were still Pushies across the road back then. Guys, that's getting toward the end of what I wanted to say. I guess I could open up for a quick Q&A. If you're a business person, if you've got questions about how anything I've just said, more than happy to delve into that. I could ramble here all night if you want me to, but I guess I'm not trying to be a business guru. Life coaches and business gurus and all that drives me up the wall. Generally because I've got a bone to pick with this. Generally because business coaches have never been in business, or they have and they've failed, and they want to become a business coach or a life coach because they feel like they can tell. I think they just like living vicariously through actual people who are goers and getting stuff done. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I see a lot of business coaches out there who aren't doing that great. Like if I wanted a business coach, it'd be, Warren Buffett or Richard Branson or Donald Trump, someone who's worth billions. It wouldn't be the guy around the street who went broke and decided he's a life coach or a business coach now. But I'm not trying to be that. I don't think that necessarily I've got a know anything better or a platform. I believe in the school of hard knocks, and we've been around, we're nearly in our 8th year of business, and my family's 3 generations of retail here in Australia since my grandpa came to Australia from Germany 50 years ago. And I feel like we've learnt stuff, and I feel like the family has evolved a lot, and it's all about, we're now very customer centric. And I think the key to great business has always been customers, staff. I think you need to focus on your customers and your staff, your home and host. The rest of the stuff can fall into line behind it. But I really believe in breaking down the barriers. That's one of the internal mantras we have. We've actually got a list of mantras. Maybe I'll do a video one day and I'll go through our slogans and talk about that a little bit. But I just believe in making it easier for people. Give people a reason to do things with you easily. Make it easier for them. Silver Wings, just asking Jake, do you post and handling from your website? Silver Wings, everything on the website's for sale. Buy it, go to the cart, put in your address, it'll add on shipping. I think if it's under $90, there's a shipping charge based on your cubic size, and if it's over that, it's free. Otherwise, you can click store pickup and it'll be at the shop for pickup next business day, free of charge, no handling. Brent Anderson, High Smiles interaction in McGregor's Instagram feed. I don't know what that means. I know McGregor. I've actually never heard a High Smile. Is that one of those things where you put the mouth guard in and it lights up and your teeth get white? I don't know. The website, we sell a lot of stuff on our website. We're not a chain reaction. We're not a wiggle. We're not a pushies. We will never be. I don't want to be that website purely because the way to get there is not a way I want to do business. You know, the way to get to where they are is to raise a lot of equity, buy a lot of stock and roll out. And I don't want to raise a lot of equity. I don't want a lot of debt. I don't want to be living under more debt than I currently am. I've got enough. And I don't even know why I'm in business actually, because money is not a big driver for me. I think I more enjoy walking down the street and someone going, hey, that bike you sold me for my daughter's awesome. I think I enjoy that more than payday. So I'm not really interested in having that everything for everyone website. What our website is a mixture of things. It's a mixture of stock from the store. So just for an example, 2018 Fox range finishes up, 2019 comes in, we're stuck with a few gloves and they look ratty on the wall, give them to the website and they'll sit on our wall for months and months and months, and on the website, bang, they're gone. People want it. So we use the website for an outlet for that. I love doing deals. I absolutely love doing deals. So, but Aubrey's this big and, Cyclestation's this big and there's not enough of a market in town to handle the volume of the deals I'm generally doing. So the website's an outlet for that. Example, I bought 96 Cannondale frames before the car park sale. Absolute rippers. Like they're like $3,500 frames that we're selling for like $399. Like insane carbon, dual suspension, time trial, road, the whole lot. Sold about 20 at the car park sale. Heaps of promotion, heaps of effort. It was awesome. Locals loved it. That was all great. Shipped a few for semi-local customers. Put them on the website and we're shipping them fast and we can list them. I think the first day we had them online, we sold 14 and they're going to Spain, Japan, Kazakhstan, USA, rural Australia, all over the place. So the website's a great outlet for that. And the other thing the website does well at is little niche items that we've identified the big stores aren't doing well. We just do it better. We're nimble, we're fast. We've got 4 people. It's like a 600-meter warehouse. We're just in and out like ninjas. It's awesome. Carlson, everyone is jumping on the Afterpay bus. Will Cyclestation be going down that track in the future? So currently on our website, we have Afterpay. So you can go on the website and use Afterpay for anything. In-store, we use Certegy and Zip Money, which are both consumer interest-free finance amounts. So, yep, we're there. Brad Meredith. Oh, I can't read your whole thing because it's too long, but I think the fact you address all of your Google reviews and ask them to come down and address, that's all I can read. I'm going to assume, Brad, that you're saying that's a good thing. I actually care, and if if I got them on the phone within 10 minutes of reading the review, I'd be a prick, but I know my shortcomings, my weaknesses, and I've got systems to, protect people from them. So I sleep on it, talk to a few people, write them a review, and if they want to come in and have a coffee, I'll shout the coffee, I'll hear them out, I'll empathise with them, I'll apologise if someone in my business or myself has done something wrong, and we'll move forward and try and fix that part of our business if we've done something wrong. Will, when I lived in Albury, I would get all my stuff from you guys. Appreciate it, man, you're a legend. Grant Pratt, money is a consequence of doing what you love first and foremost. I do agree with that statement. The one little point of contention that I have with that is I think a lot of people, like they coach and they teach and the whole business hustle is like like the Gary Vee thing, do what you love and rah, rah, rah. And I sort of take a step back from that. I'll tell you guys a little secret. I'm not a bike guy. I like bikes a lot now. Before we bought the bike shop, we weren't into bikes. We're not athletes. You can tell by the hefty mass here. We're not we weren't cyclists, we're retailers. We sell people, we buy things and we sell them to people, and we try and do the best we can in the middle there and make some money along the way. So I think doing what you love, I think that should be a bit more macro. Like if you, I don't know, I can't even think of another example, but if you like creating, and by the way, you like painting portraits of cups, maybe don't do a business around painting portraits of cups, maybe build a business around creating. I don't know, I'm just trying to think of a different industry, work it back macro, but I think our industry, the cycling industry, is a bit unhealthy, and I do believe it's because too many people that are bike people get into bike shops to be lifestyle business people, and it's a cash flow sucking industry, a lot of high dollar items, and it can be tough for people. It's tough for everyone. David Knight, do you have any plans to turn a positive customer attraction into a Google 5-star review? I can't read the rest of your post, Dave. I respond to them all. I've had a couple nice emails in the past. I've actually, a few of our ads that we've done on YouTube and stuff for car park sales, you know, like our creative ads that we get our media guy to come in and do. We've actually received some emails, which have been really nice. And I've tried to, can you hear Otto? What a legend. I've tried to turn them into promotions, like to use their, hey, can I use your review? Can I use your quote? You know, and I've had little strategies based around that. I just can't get anyone to reply to my response. Satisfaction guarantee is the bomb. That's another video, Leroy. KFC. What of businesses who aren't present online? Losing lots. Hey, Otto, come here. Come here. If your business is giving you what you want out of it and you're not online, fine. But if you want more out of your business in terms of sales or customers and you're not online, everyone, here, Ian, pass him over. What's going on, buddy? What's going on? You love your bike, don't you? Everyone, I think that's my cue to go. Thanks very much, everyone. You've been awesome. Now, he might be a cyclist. You gonna be a cyclist? You gonna love it? Daddy loves electric bikes. I'm gonna get you an electric balance bike. See ya.